in your discussions, what does it mean to respond? Who can tell me, what does it mean to respond? That's a good question. Mia. That's good. Nolan, what does it mean to respond? Respond back. How will we respond back? By asking questions or to say something? Just to say something back, right? Just to know that they're listening to us. Easton? That's right. Don't be disrespectful. Make sure we're listening to everybody's thoughts and opinions. And be kind. Linus. Be nice, not be mean. Good job. One more. Phoenix.
Don't walk away and they won't need help, but you walk away and not being nice. When other people be nice and you look at them and see, and you get really upset and something bad, something when you get home and you're working and you clean up with your mama and you tell them.
So you were saying to make sure that we're paying attention because it's not nice to pay attention, right? And you might get a little upset if your partner's not really paying attention because why do we talk to each other? We'll learn. We're learning. We learn from each other. Ainsley?
Being respectful and being kind.
Being respectful and being kind. Good job.
And being friendly.
Yes, Kinsley?
And showing them support.
Woo! That was a big one. Give me some. Good gracious. Y'all hear what Kinsley saying? She says showing them support. Woo! I love it. Alright, so we're going to jump into our book. So let me grab our book really quick. Alright. I think y'all can tell me these things. What would this be considered?
About the most magnificent day.
One at a time. Let's remember to raise our hands. Let's remember to raise our hands. What is this called on our
The
book?
page.
Jake.
The most magnificent.
The most magnificent thing. So that would be considered our title. Good job. Who writes our books? Raise your hand quietly.
The author.
Raise your hand quietly. Jacob. Who writes our books? The author. Good job. Who illustrates these pictures? Linus. An illustrator. So let's look closely at the cover. Okay? Let's look closely at the cover. What do you notice on the cover of this book? Think. Then raise your hand. Nicholas, what do you notice on the cover of this book? She's making her most magnificent thing. Who's making her most magnificent thing? The little girl. So, you could say, I see a little girl and her dog. You might see the little girl has a wagon. And there are lots of things in her wagon. So just by using her close observation skills, that's telling me that she might be using these things to what? Camden, what do you think she's using these things for? She's going to be what? Her most magnificent thing. So today we're going to read this book, The Most Magnificent Thing, and you're going to meet two characters. Characters are, I'm not going to tell you. Who remembers what a character is? Raise your hand quietly. Angel, what is a character trait? That's something that describes a person, right? The character. So what is a character in our story? Nolan? So the characters are the people and the animals in a book. Good job. Let's put our hands down. Sometimes characters are humans, just like us, and sometimes they are animals. So in this book, both the people and animals are characters. So the two characters we're going to read about are the little girl and the dog. So let's wave hello to the characters on our story. Say hello, little girl.
Hello, little dog.
Hello, little dog. All right. I'm going to invite you to a think,
Pair and share.
I want you to say, what do you think might happen in this story? Okay? I'm going to set my timer. So you're going to talk and discourse with your partners. And I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. All right? Ready, set, share. What do you think these two? I'm looking at this. Jacob, come on, join us. Come on. What do you think got All right, our timer has went off. I'm going to allow, let me see. Now I talked with Nolan, and I talked with Easton and Jacob, and I talked with Camden and Jake, and they said just by looking at the cover of this book, they know that she's going to be building something, and it's going to be called The Magnificent Thing, but we're not quite sure what she's going to build on it.
I know.
Lennox and Kinsley, what did y'all talk about? What do you think is going to happen in this book?
She got frustrated.
She got frustrated. Why'd she get frustrated?
Because they couldn't get it right.
She couldn't get it right. Phoenix and Ainsley, what do you think is going to happen?
She was happy because
Hold on, one at a time.
she
Go ahead,
first
Phoenix.
got happy and then when she didn't build it right, she burned it and she said I quit when she tried 10 times, and when she tried that 10 times she couldn't do it right, so when she tried million 10 times, and when she got upset, so she got a little break before she finished the building, and she got building, and when she
finally finished her mug.
and once then she said we can put the wheels on that one, and we can put the wheels on that one. She was gonna do something really good, so she knew something she could do. The wheels that we don't have enough wheels, so she's gonna take the other wheels off and put them on the other one.
I love it. Phoenix's brain is just turning and turning and turning. Go ahead, Ainsley.
So she was happy because she wanted to build it, and then she took the wheels off, and then she said that she couldn't get it right, so she got angry, and then she took a little break, and then
So, we started talking about this yesterday. I'm looking for a word. Now, Phoenix said that she was kept trying and trying and trying. I'm looking for a word. Persevere. That is a word I'm looking for. Persevere. Persevere means that she did not give up. And we did a challenge yesterday that helped us determine that no matter how hard things get, we keep trying, right? What was our challenge yesterday, Candy?
the cup game.
Hold on. You did the,
Cup.
we had the challenge each table to build the highest tower with their cups. Now, Miss Keisha was also assigned a job to come around and maybe take a cup from up under there. What happened, Nolan, when I took a cup from up under your tower?
It almost failed.
A whole thing almost failed, but did you give up?
No,
You persevered, didn't you?
And we
You
know people not
persevered. All right, good job. So I love all this thinking. Let's crisscross applesauce. Hands in your basket. We're going to move on to our story. So it's asking you, how do habits of character help us do work? While you're listening to the story, I want you to think of this question. Think of this question. How do habits of character help us do work? Okay? When we come back, we're going to discuss this question after I read aloud, okay? So your focus question is, how was the little girl able to make such a most magnificent thing? Put your hands down. This is your focus question. This is what you're thinking about while you're reading the book as well, okay? We've already did. Oh, let's go back. I wanted to go over this word before we started reading our book. Magnificent. That's in our title, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's think about what magnificent means. And let's sound out this word. Magnificent. Do it for me.
Magnificent.
How many syllables did that word have? 4. Put your hands under your chin. Say the word. Magnificent. How many times did you feel your chin go down? 4 times. So instead of clapping, you can also use your hand to determine how many syllables. Go ahead and try it for us, Easton. Magnificent. 4 times, right? So let's go ahead and start on our book. The most magnificent thing. Now remember, during our read alouds, we crisscross applesauce, hands in our basket. We have our detective ears and our detective eyes. All right, y'all ready? Remember, you gotta be quiet because you gotta hear everything that's going on in our book, okay? All right. So, the most magnificent thing, written by Ashley Spires, which is our author. So this is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. No, you want to go sit beside Jacob so you can sit there? Go ahead. You're fine. So they do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just how it will work. She knows just how it will look. All she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. First, she hires an assistant. Observation. I might come back and ask you, who was her assistant? I might come back and ask you some questions.
The little dog.
Next, they gather their supplies. They sit up somewhere out of the way and get to work. That's observation. This also goes back to our setting. Yes, sir.
The girl is building the flag from her house.
Her house. Good job. All right, hands down. We're going to ask and talk about it once we read, okay? Because if we get off topic, you're probably going to miss something, right? Hands in a basket. Now wear our listening ears on and our detective goggles. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. When she finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It is even kind of sort of okay. It's all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. your basket, boys and girls. Pay attention. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. So while you're thinking, how many times has she already tried? How many times has she already tried, Nabil? Twice. Good job. Good job. Come back. Come back. You want to come here and sit beside me so you can see better? The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and twerks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. Yep. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. And she even adds an antenna. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, and small. One even smells of stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She is mad. Phoenix, what is this an example of?
She's getting angry because she's getting a little bit angry.
What's that big word Miss Keisha's looking for? Character
Trait.
Character trait. What is her character trait in this scene? She's mad. She's upset. She said these people just don't understand what I'm trying to do. That's right. Good job. All right. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. So the more she works, she's starting to get a little frustrated. Raise your hand if you feel a little frustrated yesterday trying to complete your cook challenge. Especially when Miss Keisha come along and I took one of those cups off. I saw some of you were like, oh, Miss Keisha, why did you do that? Right? Got a little frustrated, didn't you?
I got frustrated.
All right, put your hands down. So let's see how she deals with her frustration. Are we ready? Listening ears. Crisscross. Hands in her basket. Crunch. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. So by her getting upset so quickly, she makes a mistake, and she crunches down on her finger. Always in the back. Come on in, Nicole. Good morning. Go ahead and get settled.
The reason I was late because I didn't have work.
That's fine. Go ahead and get settled and join us at the carpet, okay? Have you had breakfast? Okay. I'm no good at this. I picture, I might ask you how her assistant suggests that they take a walk. Now, I'm going to remind you that he's a dog. He can't say, well, let's go take a walk. So I might ask you to come back. Did you use your close observation to say, how did this dog ask her that he wants to take a walk? Zyler? Ethan, sit back. Everybody has to see. Thank you. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. So the longer she walks and takes a break from her work, she starts to feel a little better, right? As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Hens, crisscross, baby, sit. Thanks, ma'am. Then she notices something surprisingly. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of the other, the will to seat ratio on the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. Crisscross. Thank you, ma'am. Bless you. You need tissue? Okay. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. Because if we have distractions, we get off topic. And when we get off topic, we're going to lose our train of thought and might not learn something, right? So look at this gentleman. He says, this is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop the leak. This one's all wet. Ugh. So before I go on to the next page, even though she didn't make the most magnificent thing that she wanted, the things that she made were useful for other people. So whether she made it or not, for her, always useful for other people. So that's the reason they're coming along and they're saying, oh, I can use this, or I can use this. So the afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. She alerts her assistant. Alert means she's telling her assistant, hey, it's ready. Are you ready to try it out? You ready to let's examine it? Silence, baby. Look at the sign. Mr. Jacob, please. Thank you, sir. The pair take a good long look and leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. All right.